As we start this program, one of the most important things we can do is to clarify the lingo that we use or the terminology that really defines social media marketing. And so there are two that are really important and they're used quite frequently. One is social commerce. The second is social media marketing, or it's abbreviated SMM. And while these are related strategies, very different in terms of how we apply them. So I think it's worthwhile to take a few minutes to show you the difference between social media marketing and social commerce. Social media marketing, or again, as it's abbreviated SMM, is a marketing tool, and it's designed to fulfill several specific functions. First off, it helps us build our brands as well as position our company. It drives sales to a website or other destination site where we can fulfill their order. It might be to our website where there's a sales page, but it could also be to Amazon or to other selling systems where we want to close a deal. But it also allows us to build a community. In other words, it's a group of prospects and customers who want to hear from us periodically about things that are of importance to them. And so social media marketing is also called social selling, but the key is it's not selling at that point. It's simply using social to drive messages to people to bring them over to a sales site. So if we look at it graphically using a buyer journey funnel, which we use quite a bit in this program, the social media marketing looks like this. We have a target audience and we're going to develop some content and some messages to activate them and attract them to our company. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take them through a funnel process. And at the top of the funnel, we're going to give them marketing messages telling them we have this content. And they will click on that marketing message. It'll take them to the social site where they'll essentially consume the content. And so when we go out to a broad audience, only a small percentage will actually come through and do these behaviors. But they'll read our marketing message, and then a smaller group will actually go and explore the content we've created on the social site and consume that content, read the blog, watch the video, listen to the podcast. At the second step then, we're going to direct them in that content to go somewhere else. It might be to our website sales page or to our Amazon page. And what we're going to do is give them some content there. If they like what they see, they like the offer that we're making, then they will go to the final step, which is they'll take that product, put it in a cart, then they will go through some sort of a credit card process where they'll put in the information, and then that'll be accepted by us if everything's correct, and then we'll ship the product. It might be a one-stop, like they do on Amazon, but there's still a process that the individual goes through. The problem is when you look at this sort of a buyer journey funnel, we lose a lot of people at every step of the way. We may get them all the way to where they put it in the cart and then they abandon it, or they may put it in the cart and then give us incorrect information, and therefore we can't close the deal right there. There's just a lot of inefficiency that's built into it. And so marketers began to say, if we're going to invest to drive our markets to a social site, why can't we just close the deal there? And that is what social commerce is all about. And so basically what they're doing is they said, look, the more friction we have in the system, the more inefficient it is, the more potential people we're losing, which is driving down our profitability. So we need to have a way to take care of that. And that was the germination of social commerce. And so social commerce isn't about selling a product on social and then linking it somewhere. That's really e-commerce or social selling. What we really want to do in social commerce is to do the whole buying process, everything from product research to discovery of our product, to adding it to the cart, to paying to it, as well as telling their friends about it. That's a very important part, all happening on social media. We have our target audience, we have the 3 steps, but the first thing we're going to do is put out our marketing message just like we did in social media marketing. We'll drive them to a social site where they consume that content. Then they have the opportunity to do live chat with other people that are on the site, as well as with our company. They'll determine that they want to purchase a product, and then more importantly, they'll tell their friends to join. There's a social aspect of it. If I have a special product I want to offer, I don't put it on all my social sites. I put it on one, like Instagram or Snapchat or Facebook. And what I want to do is I want to drive my best customers there for this really special deal that you can only get on that particular social site. And then I want them to tell all their friends about it to drive them to my site. So I'm not only growing my sales, but I'm also growing my follower base. And then what happens, it's a one-step purchase. And what they do is they make it frictionless. Because if I can get you to the site, I can get you to my deal, and then I can close the deal right on my site. Less moving people around, less steps in the funnel to make it much more efficient. And so these are a list of 10 companies that have invested in the experience. And you'll notice some of them are in the United States. The ones in the bottom are China-based. There's also other ones in other countries. But the key is they want you to browse and comment on things and make it a real experience. They want to drive you to one particular site where all of this is done. More and more companies are looking to do it in 2022. It's going to become a really key way to sell. And so the idea behind it is, they basically have identical journeys, except one terminates at the social site, the social media marketing has to go on. They both are really similar at the start, so we'll build our funnels from the start, and then we'll differentiate it when the time's right. Social media marketing is an interim step in the process, so you have to take them somewhere else. That creates loss, that creates friction. And finally, social commerce is frictionless, and it grows your followers on your social site, which is a real benefit for these types of programs. And so if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to contact me. We'll be exploring both of these strategies in a lot of detail as we go through the program, but I wanted to just differentiate them for you so you understand that social commerce is something different than social media marketing or social selling, and they both are similar, but they have different outcomes at the end.